Act 1, The Ring of Honor and Heritage. The story opens in the vibrant and politically charged landscape of 1970s Madras. In this gritty world of dockworkers, laborers, and street politics, boxing is more than just a sport, it is a symbol of identity, pride, and social standing. Two prominent boxing clans dominate the North Madras boxing scene, the Sarpatta parambarai and the Idiappa parambarai. These aren't just teams, they are hereditary boxing legacies passed through generations. In the midst of this, we meet Kabilan, a tough but humble working-class man from the Sarpatta neighborhood. He works at the Madras harbor, lifting goods and doing hard labor. Though he hides it from his family, especially his mother Bakiam, Kabilan is deeply fascinated by boxing. His fascination isn't just admiration, he idolizes the Sarpatta clan's pride and legendary coach, Rangan Vathiyar. Rangan is a revered trainer, once a boxer himself, who holds Sarpatta's values close to his heart. His pride is hurt when Sarpatta repeatedly loses to its arch-rival Idiappa parambarai, particularly due to the dominance of Vembulai, Idiappa's undefeated and fearsome champion. With public sentiment turning against Sarpatta and Rangan's reputation on the line, a do-or-die match is proposed. Sarpatta must defeat Vembulai to restore its honor. But Rangan's current boxer, Rangan's own son Vetri, is injured and unfit to fight. In desperation, Rangan looks for a new fighter. Despite being overlooked initially due to his non-professional background and his mother's staunch opposition, Kabilan begs Rangan for a chance. Rangan finally gives in after Kabilan impresses everyone by bravely standing his ground in a local brawl. Kabilan is trained under the intense old-school methods of Vathiyar, and he quickly proves himself as a natural fighter, fast, resilient, and fiercely passionate. We witness a training montage that captures Kabilan's transformation from a worker with a dream into a serious boxer. His raw strength is honed. He learns footwork, discipline, and most importantly, the spirit of the Sarpatta parambarai. This period also introduces us to a variety of colorful characters in Kabilan's world, his loyal friends like Dancing Rose, a flashy and unconventional fighter, and Daddy, a mentor figure who also serves as comic relief. Kabilan's rise, however, creates jealousy and tension, particularly from Thanaga, another Sarpatta boxer who wanted to be chosen to fight Vembulai. Thanaga's resentment grows as Kabilan becomes the new face of Sarpatta. Act 2, Glory in the Ring and Chaos Outside. Kabilan enters the ring against Vembulai in a highly anticipated match that draws huge crowds. Despite being an underdog, Kabilan fights valiantly and shocks everyone by defeating Vembulai, ending his undefeated streak. This victory is monumental not just for Sarpatta but for Kabilan personally. He earns the respect of his community and brings honor back to Rangan Vathiyar. However, the euphoria doesn't last long. Kabilan's success begins to attract dangerous political attention. The emergency era declared by Indira Gandhi forms a subtle backdrop to the story. Local political operatives and enforcers begin to see Kabilan's influence as a potential tool or threat. At the same time, Kabilan's personal life starts unraveling. His mother Bakiam, who had always opposed boxing, reveals her fears. Kabilan's father was once a Sarpatta boxer who was murdered due to his involvement in illegal betting and gang politics linked to the sport. She's terrified history will repeat itself. This fear seems prophetic. Kabilan, now emboldened and slightly arrogant due to his fame, begins to lose focus. He falls into bad company, including a local gangster named Duraikanu, who tempts Kabilan with money, women, and alcohol. Kabilan spirals into a self-destructive lifestyle. He becomes addicted to alcohol, stops training, and loses touch with Vathiyar and his roots. This is the film's emotional low point. Kabilan's mother falls ill, his marriage prospects with Mariamma, his childhood sweetheart, are threatened, and most painfully, he is publicly humiliated when he is ambushed by Vembulai's camp and beaten. This revenge attack is symbolic. The once mighty Kabilan is now disgraced. As if that wasn't enough, political pressure mounts on Rangan Vathiyar, who is arrested under charges of disturbing public order, an indirect punishment for his loyalty to Sarpatta's integrity. The Sarpatta parambarai is now leaderless. Meanwhile, Thanaga and others shift their allegiance to rival trainers. Kabilan hits rock bottom. His mother, disgusted, throws him out. His old friends abandon him. And the Sarpatta clan becomes a laughingstock again. Act 3, Redemption and Return to the Ring. But Kabilan doesn't stay down. In a poignant moment of reflection at his father's memorial, he recalls why he fell in love with boxing in the first place, not for fame or money, but for honor. With his mother's health deteriorating and the Sarpatta clan in ruins, Kubilan decides to fight his way back, to redeem himself, reclaim his lost dignity, and save his clan. Kubilan returns to training, this time alone and with fierce determination. He shuns alcohol, avoids his old haunts, and begins to rebuild his stamina, focus, and mental strength. This phase of the film is a second transformation, not of body but of spirit. To regain his chance at a rematch with Vembulai, Kubilan must prove himself again. He fights 3 major bouts, each harder than the last. One of them is against the flamboyant and unorthodox dancing Rose, whose unpredictable style nearly defeats Kubilan. But Kubilan digs deep, using not brute force but strategy and patience, and wins. His efforts impress Rungun Vathiyar, who is now released from jail. Rungun, though disappointed, sees Kubilan's change and agrees to coach him one last time. Their reunion is emotional and powerful. They return to the abandoned Sarpatta gym and rebuild it with the help of old allies. Meanwhile, Vembulai's side is uneasy. They know Kubilan is back and more dangerous than ever. Politics continues to play a role and efforts are made to sabotage Kubilan's training, but he stays resolute. Kubilan also reconciles with his mother, who, seeing his transformation and determination, finally gives him her blessing. Her arc comes full circle, from fearing boxing to recognizing her son's true calling. Act 4, the final showdown. The final match is set. The crowd gathers. Tensions are high. The legacy of Sarpatta, Kubilan's honor, and the pride of North Madras are on the line. The event feels less like a match and more like a historical reckoning. Vembulai, still arrogant, underestimates Kubilan, but soon realizes he is facing a very different opponent. The match is long, brutal, and emotionally charged. Blow after blow is exchanged. Kubilan falls, bleeds, and struggles, but he never loses focus. The choreography of the fight is intense, with brilliant cinematography capturing sweat, blood, and raw emotion. Kubilan's mother is seen in the crowd, silently praying. Rungun shouts instructions. The community watches breathlessly. In the final round, with seconds left, Kubilan lands a series of punches that stun Vembulai. With one final uppercut, he knocks him down. The referee counts to 10. The crowd erupts. Kubilan wins. He doesn't just defeat Vembulai, he conquers his past, redeems his mistakes, honors his father's memory, and restores the Sarpatta parambarai to glory. Epilogue, Legacy Restored. The film closes on a hopeful note. Kubilan is not just a hero, he is a symbol of resilience, discipline, and the spirit of Madras. His journey from a dockworker to the champion of Sarpatta is not just about boxing, but about fighting for one's place in history. Rungun smiles proudly. Kubilan's mother, though frail, holds his hands in the ring. Mariamma joins him and the Sarpatta gym reopens with new young boxers ready to follow in his footsteps. The Sarpatta parambarai lives on, stronger than ever.